Okay, so one feature I forgot to add to this is maybe a close button or an exit button. So why don't we do that? I think I'll go to my toolbox and I'll put a button maybe down here in the lower right. And maybe I'll call this button BTN Close. Again, essential controls should have nice descriptive names. And then the text, let's see, we have the back color of green yellow to match the form, so hopefully that'll fall into place. I think, let's see here, oh yeah, if your button is not changing color to match the form, then you want to turn this off. Use visual style back color, change that to false, okay? And then the text property for the button we'll say is close. Okay, so the user knows that's the close button. So let's double click that to generate an event. And as I said before, that if you're going to, this button is going to close the form, right? So if you're going to reference a form from within the form, then you use the word this. So we say this.close. Okay, this is IntelliSense, by the way. Okay, you should get in the habit of using that. C# is case sensitive, so your IntelliSense is going to offer you the proper syntax for what you're looking for. So I landed on the close. You see I'm on the close. You can arrow up and down through this too, but I'm on the close now. I hit enter. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit the slash there. I hit enter to set that in place. And you do have to put open and close parentheses on your close method. This is the close method. Method. This is an important term here. Any discussion of object-oriented programming, which is the type of programming we're doing, you'll see a sentence like this: objects have properties and methods. Okay, properties are attributes or characteristics of an object. Okay, methods are actions the object can perform. Okay, let's think about this for a minute. We already looked at, let's take the form. The form is an object. We've looked at the form's back color property. We said properties are attributes of an object or characteristics of an object. The form has a back color property, all right, as well as many other properties, the size of the form and so on, the text of the form. And so look at the way you reference a property with the equal sign. Okay, the syntax is quite different from calling a method. Now, methods are capabilities that an object has or actions that the object can perform. So methods are going to always be verbs or action words. Okay, so for example, close, that's going to close the form. And you can see there's no equal sign here. It's just calling that method and executing that method on the behalf of the form in this case. Okay, so there's that, and did I test this out? Let me test it real quickly. Okay, there it is. Our close button works. And one more thing. I think this doesn't look so great, having that button kind of out on the right here. Everything else is nice and centered and lined up and symmetrical. So why don't we do a different technique here? So that's one technique that you can use as a close or an exit button, but I want to show you another. I'm going to delete that, and we'll throw a menu on here instead. We'll do like maybe a file menu with a close option, and we'll make that the close button instead. So normally I would not cover menus this early in the class. We do that officially later in the course, but there's no harm in throwing in a small one right now. So I'm in the toolbox here, and if I go to menus and toolbars, I can drill down and we'll add a menu strip. I'm going to throw that onto my form, plop it onto my form up at the top here. And this is what you would call like a WYSIWYG editor. What you see is what you get. Okay, and so I'm just going to click right in there. I'm going to say File, and then we'll click right below that and we'll say Close. Okay, that's it. So there's my menu, the file, and the close. I mean, I could have other menu options as well, but this is enough for what we need. And then I'm going to double click the Close button. I typically don't rename the file menu. I just go with the defaults on the names of these file choices, the menu choices, I should say. So let me double click the close option on that menu. Okay, we've generated an event handler for when the user clicks that option. So we can do the this.close, calling that close method again. Again, landing on my IntelliSense, hitting enter to set that in place, and then of course this is a method call, so you need your open and close parentheses. So this will look a little bit nicer when we run it. Okay, so that does look a little bit cleaner as opposed to having that button out on the right there. Okay, we can close it from here. So this is an option that you have at your disposal as well.